Hello everybody, this is Magnum Pi of Initiative Zero, and I am here with Sid, Defiler, and Ashley, and we're going to play, yet again, some more Rifts, because it's a great game. And again, this is just that side adventure that I said, hey, let's do this. The guys at Initiative Zero said, yeah, let's do it. And so we opened it up to the greater community of role-playing game nerds. And here we are, nerding out over Rifts, which is a great game by Palladium Books. Also, there's a Savage Worlds version of it, if you want to check that out as well. But I think if you're listening to this, you already know what Rifts is, and you're just here to have some nostalgia as we get back into the kitchen sink of role-playing games, Rifts. And how are you guys doing?
A-okay.
Doing well. How are you?
Oh, you know, peachy. Yeah.
Board is green. I'm ready for some things that are not real life.
Cool.
I haven't watched Deadwood yet, but I'm ready to get cowboyed.
That's good. You don't need to watch Deadwood because you're basically playing it. See, that's another thing. For those of you out there that are new to role-playing games, you are always free to rip off anything you want for your role-playing game and make it awesome because somebody else thought of it first. So again, Initiative Zero, what we're trying to do is expose people to things that are not D&D because it seems to have a big enough market share. And lately, Wizards of the Coast have been a bunch of jerks with OGL, the Open Gaming License, and they made some changes to D&D that I don't know, seem to rob it of its authenticity, I think. So we're going to just show people things like Rifts and Chronicles of Darkness and possibly Palladium Fantasy and, I don't know, Burning Wheel, all sorts of weird, cool, awesome games that if you've never heard of, stay tuned to Initiative Zero because you're going to see them. And possibly not just with the Initiative Zero geeks, but other nerds throughout the internet as well. And with that, Rifts. Cool. Here we are. So when we last left our intrepid adventurers, a dragon ran out of human time, or metamorphosis time, and kind of took off invisibly out of town, leaving Jad holding the dress. And let's jump to the dragon first and say, what would that dragon want to do now? Invisibly natural dragon form.
I'm curious about what time of day it is.
I would say you guys had come in, this is the day that you arrived, you unpacked, you were roaming around for a bit. There was, I mean, I think Adrian spent quite a bit of time in meditation trying to contact his shifter patron, there's the word, right, which is the Greek god Thoth, or not Greek god, Egyptian god Thoth, and yeah, so I'd say you're probably looking at mid to late afternoon. Probably, let's say late afternoon. The shadows are long, right?
All right. Speaking of which, out of curiosity, when she's invisible, does she still have a shadow?
No, no shadow.
Okay.
Light is passing around you, so you wouldn't block it.
Okay, just curious. So I think she's gonna fly around and kind of get the lay of the land around the entire town, while kind of looking for a good sleeping spot.
Okay.
Good place for her to giant body to make camp.
Cool. So I'm gonna do a real quick doodle here, freehand doodle on the space there, and essentially, this town is not on. There is currently a real place called Wall, South Dakota, which inspired me because it's kind of an interesting name, and I'd imagine, you know, if it wasn't for the Walton family, I'd imagine that it would be the place that inspired the name Walmart. But anyway, and so thus the name The Brick, right? Another brick in the wall. Hello, Pink Floyd fans. But essentially, yeah, essentially this is kind of what it is. And there's a bit of there's badlands around, and that means the land kind of sinks off rather rapidly in a very sharp drop. The town of Wall is actually kind of situated here. And down in here are badlands with with various rolling hills and mounds and hoodoos and coulees. Sorry, what?
No, hoodoos, yeah.
Yeah, hoodoos, which are really kind of cool rock formations and stuff. So the little valleys between these wind-worn hills are called coulees. And if you stand on the edge of this sort of peninsula looking out over the South Dakota Badlands, you will see that in and among these Badland hills, prospectors have set up mines or are panning. There's a river that kind of cuts down through like a creek or something like that, right? And they're panning. They're doing things that prospectors would do, except what a lot of people prospect for in the West are pre-rifts artifacts. So those things that are left over from the time before the rifts. So that's kind of what the lay of the land is as you kind of spiral up and fly in. And you probably would have noticed it as well flying in over top with the caravan that came into town. The Black Hills are quite a ways away over on this side. So the Black Hills are kind of an unusual land formation, very almost near mountainous, but that's where you would find the Mount Rushmore and Crazy Horse sculptures or statues, if you want to call them that would still be left over from the time before the rifts as well.
Okay.
So that's kind of the lay of the land.
So is there any part of the river that's big enough for her to take a bath in?
You could certainly roll around in it. You would make a big splashy mess. But it's not super deep. It's not super deep. It's one of those kind of shallow prairie rivers, right? It's not super deep, but you could probably immerse yourself probably halfway and then roll over it and the like, right? Like you could get yourself all wet if you needed to.
Okay.
And then you can like hot air dry. Yeah. So.
Yeah, she's gonna go take a bath.
Cool. So you swoop in and I don't know. Do you do it close to the prospectors, or do you do it far enough upstream?
Oh no, it's gonna be like far enough away where nobody would be able to hear the splash or know anything is going on. Okay,
so you just frolic in the water. Everybody wonders why the downstream everything smells like dirty dragon now. Yeah. Okay.
They even know what dirty dragon smells like.
Probably. Everybody knows what a dirty. Yeah, now they know what it smells like. Smells like. What? You guys smell wet dragon? Like what's going on? Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. So after that, anything? Any plans for Adine after she gets clean?
Just to go find a spot for her to lay down and sleep, and then she's gonna kind of do what she can to make it as comfortable as possible, like scratch up the dirt, remove any large rocks. If there's any like vegetation around, she might pull that in to try and make a giant nest bed thing. Okay, cool. So yeah, you find a rather secluded spot, kind of where two hills sort of meet, and the coulee comes to a close, and you can kind of build yourself a little spot to lay out in the afternoon sun and air dry. Cool. Love that. All right. We jump back to the two gentlemen holding a dress in the streets of Wall.
Yeah, I figure Jad's still holding the dress. No one's told him to stop, so.
He's going to walk around with that sucker like all day.
Yeah. Why don't you wrap that up and put it in your pack?
Oh, that's reasonable. I'll do that.
Let's see if we can go find this Ethier character if he hasn't already left town. If we can get him, if he hasn't left town, maybe we can see if we can help him out. I had told you about Thoth suggesting that we can find some kind of a weapon to defeat whatever evil looming here, probably in those Black Hills. And this sounds like our best clue. And maybe he'll let us help him.
Won't he think we want to steal from him?
Oh, I think maybe if we're just straight up that we want to help with the artifact exposition, you know, for a stake in it, and that we have some skills that may be helpful for his procedure. Like he might be willing to just take us on as partners.
Okay.
I mean, I don't.
Shot.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with asking.
Cool. So,
Lovely.
as you guys stand there talking in the streets, stuffing a dress into your pack there, Jad, you're tapped on the shoulder.
Okay.
And I guess Adrian would see it, facing you. He would see who's behind you tapping. There's a middle-aged woman. Looks like she's been kind of working hard in the sun, right? She's all kind of dusty and the like, and she has 2 children kind of in tow. They're maybe maybe about 11 or 9 or something like that. And she kind of taps you on the shoulder as you're stuffing the dress into the bag.
Yes, ma'am.
Excuse
How
me.
can I help you?
Excuse me. Rumor is around town that you are a cyber knight. Is that true?
It's true. It's true.
And the kids look at each other and they like get all smiles and everything like that. And we couldn't help but see that you were talking to those 2 over there. And she kind of motions to the 2 Psy Stalkers that you have recently walked away from.
That's right.
Well, they really cause a lot of us in town to be unsettled. They're not like everybody else here. And they kind of look at people like they're hungry.
They are.
Yeah. That worried me at first, but my friend here.
You say they are? Oh, the kids like their eyes get like 4 times bigger, and they like one hides behind the other, and the other hides behind their mom, right? They're like, right, and even the woman is like, please, sir, can you please remove them? Tell them to go somewhere else.
This is tough. It's not really my town. I mean, they seem to have a fair right to be here. And have they harmed anyone? We had a chat with them, and they seemed sort of friendly.
Rumor is they've harmed people.
Well, that's bad.
Rumor is they eat people.
I hear that that's not true from my friend, but I can't say that I know one way or the other. We'll look into it. If they're eating people, they can't have that.
No. Thank you very much. And she kind of grabs your hand in both of her hands and just kind of shakes it rapidly, and she says,
"Try to wave at the kids."
Yeah, and says, "Come on, children." And she kind of lets go of your hand and starts making her way back across the street. The younger boy kind of just keeps standing there looking at you, kind of, you're a real cyber knight?
I am proof that if you work hard enough, almost anyone can be a cyber knight.
You don't even need to be intelligent.
Come on, Jad. Show him the sword.
Oh, should I?
Yeah,
show him the sword. Okay, yeah, I'll show him the sword. I'll show him the green sword. I'll take a round to do it.
Okay, so you just start concentrating, and slowly the psychic energy of your Psy sword forms, and he's just like, his jaw drops, and you see other people on the streets kind of looking in your direction as you form your Psy sword in the middle of the street, and people start muttering and the like, and
and won't leave it up for long. I'll just long enough to show it to the kid.
Yeah, the kid's like, wow, Mama, he's a real cyber knight. He just takes off, following with his sister and his mother, and they head down along the way. And he's a real cyber knight. He's gonna save us. Blah blah. Yeah. So there you go. You got a fan club now. Well done. All right. So where to?
The Psy Stalkers thing is tricky, though. It's a tricky situation.
It is.
I'm not the boss here.
I think we can certainly get some help for them when we need to go exploring in some of these dangerous places. But I think first we need to try to find Ethier or another prospector to see about finding some of these artifacts.
Oh, we should have asked her if she knew where he was. Whoops.
Maybe. You can go ask her.
Too late now.
Let's go.
She's clearly already unsettled. Let's not bother her.
Okay. Well, hit the bars.
All right.
Sure.
All right, and you guys begin to walk down the streets here, and there's let's see, where could you go? Well, there's a small little bar that's named Nolan's Nook. It's got a little sign over there, and it's not spelled, like the letters are kind of like, the literacy level is not high, but it's the ends are drawn backwards and stuff like that. For those of you that are literate, for those that aren't, people just know by the bottles lined up in the window and stuff like that this is certainly a saloon. Yeah, and there's a man comes staggering out the front door, kind of steadies himself on one of the wooden posts, and kind of looks bleary-eyed at the two of you as you approach.
Is Ethier in there?
Ethier. Cyborg?
Yep.
Kind of looks behind him real quick. Looks back at you. I don't know. I heard, though, that somebody was saying there was some flashy fella out here showing off his cyber nighty things. Sword.
Just talking to the kids.
Oh, is that so? All right, he looks at the two of you. Oh, which one of you was talking to the kids?
I don't say anything, but I'll just wave my hand at him.
Okay. Like, you're a cyber knight, huh? Well,
it's true.
Looks you up and down, kind of swaggers a little bit. You don't look so tough.
Thank you for saying so.
He says, "You thanking me for calling you not tough. You must not be too smart either."
Well, I wouldn't want to scare people.
Well, flashing your sword around in the streets is going to scare people, don't you think? Cyber Knight?
He wasn't scaring nobody. He was just giving the kid a little inspiration.
Well, sure he's not scaring nobody, because he's a wimp, and he reaches forward to give you a bit of a shove.
How drunk is this guy?
He's not going to fall over, but he's certainly not the most coordinated guy.
You need a hand getting home?
What I'm picturing is him putting his hand on my chest and then just being unable to move me at all. This is sort of way I think that would play out. I mean,
yeah. I mean,
integral MDC armor.
Yeah, it's armor doesn't really help in that sense. It's more the fact that your physical strength is 21. Yeah, like you're 21 versus him being average. So you're basically like at least twice as strong as him. So, if you opted to resist the force, your shoulder probably wouldn't even move, right? Like,
Yeah, that's the idea. As I'm just like, oh, what happened? I didn't notice anything. Oops.
Yeah, and he looks at you, not budging, and he shoves harder. You think you're tough, huh?
What do you do during the day?
Yeah, we gotten off onto the wrong foot here. What do you like to do?
What do you think I like to do?
Identify plants and fruit?
Are you a miner?
I'm a drinker. When I'm not a miner, and when I'm not a drinker, I'm a miner. What do you do during the day? What do you do with your time?
We try to make situations better if we find them in a bad state.
Better watch yourself, Cybernite. You're going to find yourself in a bad state. And he gives you a shove again and pushes himself off of you, basically. Takes a couple steps and staggers off, mumbling to himself. Now they're letting in Cybernites. Next thing you know, we're going to have the whole damn, blah, 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 and everything just kind of...
Heard. Well, we should step carefully, but let's take a peek inside and just see if Ethier's here.
This seems like a nice bar. We got stopped and told some advice for free. It's great.
Yeah, we don't need to spend much time in here, but let's just peek in and see if Ethier's here.
All right. So you guys step inside.
Yeah.
And we jump back to Adine real quickly. You're there, you're trying to get comfortable in the little coulee there between the two hills. And you're trying, and you just, every time you just start to doze off, you get there's this high-pitched whine and a grinding sound. And it kind of, your hearing is pretty good as a dragon, right? So it's just this like really high-pitched whine, and then whine rather, and then this kind of grinding sound, and there's some vibration you can feel through the ground.
And it's not constant. It's just like seems to happen every time she dozes off a little bit.
Yeah, it seems to be one of those vexing sort of coincidences that it's like just as you're about to roll your eyes back into your head, and get 40 winks, it just starts up again.
Can she tell where it's coming from? Like not what it, like which direction?
Yeah, you can start searching around for it, sure, and start moving along. Do you wish to become invisible to do so, or do you want to stay visible, or...
Nope, I don't think Adine would think about it at this point. She's totally visible and just gonna go investigate. Okay,
just walking along through the valleys. And
like, listening to it.
I'm loving the dragon looking for the fire smoke alarm that's out of batteries.
Yeah.
Like she's like in hunter mode, like scanning and trying to find whatever this thing is, and so keeping an eye out for basically everything since she has no idea what it is.
Yeah, like I'm totally picturing Smaug in the Hobbit movies, right? Like low to the ground, kind of walking. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's right. And head kind of snaking back and forth, and yeah, cool. And what you you a smell of kind of hot metal. You catch it on the wind as you kind of come around the one side of one of the hills there, and you spy tucked into the side, kind of behind some of the lower shrubbery and things like that, is a small tent and a number of crates, and basically a growing pile of rubble as you see a familiar face, a guy with a beard and a floppy hat, 2 robotic arms, one of which has a drill attached to it, and 2 robotic legs, basically carrying a large chunk of rock and dumping it into the pile there. Do you have prowl at all?
She does not.
I don't think
I remember it came up before.
Yeah, I don't think you do. It'd be a
prowl,
skill.
Would it be a power or skill?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. It did not.
Yeah, while you were in the dress shop, you were invisible, but they were still tracking you.
Yeah, so he luckily doesn't notice you as you peer around the side of the hill. He's too busy, like with a big pile of debris in front of his face. He carries it around, dumps it.
Wow, this cyborg goes hard straight from the bar back into the mine.
Oh yeah, he's been inspired.
So, am I identifying the drill on his arm as being the thing that's making the noise in the rock?
Yeah, well, yeah, you could presume that. I mean, you got no direct evidence, but you could easily presume that that's the case. He's muttering to himself, "I'll show him that there's more down this in this here claim than just one small piece of concrete, right?" And I'll show that, And then he's muttering to himself, and he goes back into his shaft, I guess, that he's clearing out.
Okay. At this point, Adine is going to go invisible since there's a person here.
Yeah.
And she's just going to observe him for a while and just try to figure out what he's doing, since I'm sure she's never seen a miner before.
Yeah, he seems to be just getting more and more dust covered and keeps hauling out. It takes him longer and longer each time to just grab some of that debris and bring it back out of the mine as he goes deeper and deeper. Yeah, how long do you want to just keep observing him?
Just a couple minutes or so. She's trying to figure out if he is it in the river, or is it like a mine?
It's in the side of one of the hills that that are distributed there, like within again in a coulee, right in a space between the hills, right. Just slightly up on the side of one of the hills. He basically is building up a pile of debris that he's kind of dumping down the hill, sort of thing, as he comes back out. He doesn't have any sort of mine cart track or anything like that. He's literally just cutting a hole into the side of the hill that's gone pretty deep, and it takes him more than a few minutes. You're there, like to watch him, to see kind of his routine. You watch him do it about 3 or 4 times, so that would take a little while, as it takes him some time to drill and cut out chunks that he's bringing back out. And yeah, what's your mental endurance here? An 18. Cool. Just give me a D20. Wow. Give me a D20 check. And yeah, so you're totally able, like you're tired and stuff. You're totally able to stay awake if you want while watching him work, or you can just kind of nod off. It's up to you.
Yeah, she's gonna stay awake. She's wondering quietly to herself.
Mm-hmm.
If we would be able to help him, just like either like dig stuff out for him. Like, I think first her question is if she would fit in there. Full dragon size. Yeah,
it's not much bigger of a mine than him, so I'd say you wouldn't be able to fit in as full dragon size. When you can metamorphosize again, you would be able to probably get in there. But certainly, yeah, you could definitely help if you could get in there. Yeah, or you could make it bigger, but it's up to him, I guess, if you would reveal yourself to him and say that sort of thing.
Yeah. Huh.
But
Not quite sure what she would do. I don't think she wants to reveal herself to him quite yet.
okay.
And if he's just doing the same thing over and over, it's kind of boring to her.
Yeah.
So I think maybe she'll go back. She's not going to interact with him at all.
Nope.
I think she's just going to go back.
All right. Cool.
Actually, she's gonna go look at all the things that he's throwing out. She's curious if it's just rocks and stuff, or if there's something else.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of rubble there as you're digging around, kind of rooting around through it a little bit. Again, careful not to create too much noise to attract attention because you're invisible as well. It looks like it looks mostly like rubble, and then from behind you, from that shaft, you hear, "Whoa! I knew it! I knew it!" Right? And you can hear him scrambling out, and he's like, "I knew it! I knew it!" And he kind of almost jumps in the air as he gets out and clears the mine shaft. And he heads back down to the tent that he's got there, and he's like, "Now where did I put it? Where did I put it? There it is!" Right? And you see him picks up a bottle, uses it because he's only got one hand right now. He's got the drill attached. He uses his tooth to pull the cork out of it, spits the cork out, and says, "Ha ha! Fucking Neiman's," he says, and he look, takes a swig and sits down and, "Ha! I told him, right?" And he's very happy with himself. Oh man, that's just so right. And he sets it down and he starts to take off the drill attachment and stuff like that. You can see his little tent has like a cot in it and the like, so he can camp down here if he needs to and such. So,
well, she's gonna go walk up to the tent, still invisible, and she's just gonna look inside and see what he may have found.
Okay, let me just see if he again hears any of this, because it's natural terrain. It's not like it's soft or anything like that. It's kind of rocky and like.
Right.
And yeah, you approach, and he's kind of just taking his boots off now that he's got right, and he looks up, and at first you think he sees you because he's looking right at you, and he's like, "Who's there? Who is out there?"
She's not gonna say anything. She's too shy now.
What smells like wet dragon? No, just he's just he's kind of, he gets up and approaches the opening of the tent and starts peering out there.
How close is he to me at this?
Oh, he's like right in front of you, right? Like you're like probably holding your breath so that he doesn't, you're not creating any sort of draft on him or anything like that.
Okay. He's also kind of like leaning away from him a little bit.
Yeah.
While she's just kind of looking at him. While he's looking for her, can she still peer into the tent and see what is there?
Yeah, it's got like a little, he's got a crate set up, like a little table beside the cot. There's a cot there. He's got a, like it's really very simple, right? He's got, his boots are already off. He put down a, kind of a mat to stand on, so he's not on the dirt. But it's literally just like a little tent to he can stand up in it. It's that big, but it's really just a place that he can sleep near his claim, that sort of thing, if he wants to take a break or something like that. So he's got a little tea kettle. There's a you can see there was a fire pit that's not active right now, not in the tent but near the tent and the like, so that sort of thing.
Can I see what he found? Is it like on the table or anything?
It doesn't look like there's actually anything that he brought back with him when he did that. He just jumped and kind of clipped his heels together and ran back to his tent to celebrate. There's a open bottle of whiskey in there. So.
No. Oh, well, if he didn't find anything, then obviously there's nothing interesting over there. So when he stops staring and searching for her, she's going to go back and see if she can look inside the little cave mine that he made. He's really curious and wants to know what he found, but doesn't want to ask. Okay, cool. So you go back peering there, and we will jump back to our other two as you guys enter to Nolan's Nook.
You walk in there. There's as you walk in, there's a small bar, can probably seat about 6 along the right hand side as you walk in. Opposite that, filling the rest of the room, are round tables. They can probably seat anywhere. We could probably cram about 6 to 8 chairs around them, but most of them just have 4 chairs. There's a rather hefty man sitting at one of the tables. There's a guy behind the bar, and he says, "Well, hello there. You are new to town, I think. Nate Nolan, proprietor. Get you boys a drink?"
Hi, Nolan. My name's Adrion Dietrich, and this is Jad Fleer, and we are new to town.
Nice to meet you.
How long has it been since our last whiskey?
I don't know. Probably. I mean, you guys had one with Ed, right? And and that was before you went out and talked to the size stalkers. So I don't know.
It's been about an hour.
Yeah, probably about an hour or so, hour and a half.
Okay, I think we can have one more.
All right.
Well, there you go. All right. That'll be 1 credit. We only accept in trade unless you want to run up a tab.
I don't really understand how money even works here. We have credits, but how do we?
Like you're saying out of character or?
Yeah, sorry, out of character.
Oh, okay. So what you'll have on your sheet is, if you guys all take a look, you should have it under miscellaneous. Is you'll have coalition credits. You should also have a number of black market tradable items. And where are those at?
Not credits, but
yeah. So at the bottom of your list of stuff, if you take a look at equipment, there should be there should be 7,000 credits worth of black market items that can be traded. So this is just this is the barter stuff that you have, right? It's just, it's
so
stuff
we just
that
call
you
it
can
fungible, like it's like jelly bracelets or something.
It would be like like you found a baseball cap, like a pre-riffs baseball cap that you got stuffed in your bag, or you got some sort of thing like it's stuff that that is worth, it's black market tradable, which means that it's tradable on the black market. It doesn't mean that it's necessarily illegal, but it is stuff that people are interested in that they might not be able to acquire through other channels, right? So pre-riffs, artifacts, books, or written items. Pre-riff stuff really takes the cake for a lot of stuff, but that can be like a magazine or an artifact of some sort, right? Like
Cyber Knight trading cards.
That's right. Yeah,
so
your Jad Fleer autographed trading card.
I'm not trading my Jad Fleer, but yeah, I'll pay for the drinks.
Okay, so it's sort of generically what might be found in an auction house in a different kind of game.
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
Yeah,
right.
Like it would be if it's just just stuff that has marketable value, and it's not necessarily stuff that is in single credit allotments. Okay, so
I'm going to ship this to my character sheet, and I'll just mark it down.
Yeah, you may want to, but you're not going to be able. Like I would say, probably the smallest allotment that you have is in. I'm just going to randomly do this.
5.
There you go. So you have a 10 credit thing, right? A thing that's worth 10 credits, and what's before you now is going to cost you 2. So you might as well buy, other stuff with it, right? He's not going to make change. He'll be like, yeah, I'll take that, right? Like, I'll accept that as payment, he'll say. Right? It's very barterish.
Can we have a tab for the...
It's like, if you don't want more to drink, I can give you some poker chips.
No, we're not here to gamble, but maybe we can come back tomorrow.
Testing.
You hold a bottle for us?
I've lost connection.
Oh. Hello?
All right. Sorry, guys.
Hello,
Just trying to
you there?
reconnect here.
No problem. Yeah. I guess we're wondering if we can buy a bottle and have him hold it for us or something like that.
All right. Start again. I can hear you now.
Yeah, I guess we're wondering if we can get him to hold a bottle for us if we buy it.
Well, bottle's going to be quite a bit more than that, he says.
I see.
But, you know, I can certainly hold a bottle for you if you want to cough up a little bit more. I'd take, you know, I'd take that one, right? If you're showing him kind of some of the things that you have, he just kind of points to, you know, so, you know, if we basically gave him 20 credits worth of stuff, then he would give you a bottle.
Okay. We'll do 25 and get a better one.
Okay, but like I said, the smallest increment you've got right now is 10, right? Like, so
okay. I don't have a 25.
Yeah. Like it's not coin, right? Like it's not like you've got single credit. Yeah.
But it's possible that we would have a single thing that was worth 25.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay, that's totally possible. Yeah.
Okay. Well, bottoms up, my friend.
Ooh, this is nice. Let's sip it.
Yeah.
Sipping the whiskey. Pinky's out. Pinky's out. You gotta,
pinky's out.
Yeah. Very bourgeois. You just don't
15 degrees normal.
That's right. Let them eat brioche. You know, like just go. All right.
This tastes like bugs, but I think we're doing it right.
So we're new in town and we're looking for work. You got any suggestions for the mines?
Oh, the mines. Well, Ed across the way, Ed Swanson, he's the one that sells all the claims. You have to negotiate with. Sells them. Yeah, you have to negotiate with him. Just in here, we deal in whiskey and poker. So if you want to do anything other than, and well, I suppose small talk. But you know, it's a nice little place where people can go, you know, go find a break throughout the day. You know, making your way in the world these days takes everything you got.
Nice. And forgive me, I've already forgotten the name. It's Ned's Shed? Something like that?
Nolan's Nook. I'm Nate
Nolan's
Nolan.
Nook.
Yeah, Nate
Nolan. Nice to meet you again. Sorry, Nolan. I'm terrible
That's
with names.
Okay. And you hear kind of, and from the bigger guy sitting over at the table, he kind of gets up and walks over. He says, UL Derek. Pleasure.
Likewise.
Yeah, and says I run the paper here. Not that many people can read it, but the news. For those that are literate, for those that aren't, we'll even help people learn. It's a small thing we do here. Just I came out of the East not too long ago, Tolkien, and noticed that that's one thing that was lacking here was news of what's going on as this place gets bigger. I'm hoping to actually get a paper out soon, he says.
Well, that seems like
we're from Tolkien goal. As well.
Oh,
yeah.
What news from Tolkien?
Bad.
Tensions are rising, they'd say. I'm not quite sure what that means exactly, but
yeah. So yeah, he tells you some of the things that he's heard. Right, he tells you some of the things that he's heard as well about the coalition amassing troops on the border and possible invasion and all sorts of things like that. And as he kind of waxes verbose, people start to come in, and Nate sells them various poker chips and whiskey, and they go sit down at the table, start playing cards and the like. And sorry, go ahead.
Dietrich will tell him the story about our encounter with the coalition on our way here, but leaving out any magic and dragon it's all Jad basically, in his telling of it.
Okay.
The valiant Cyber Knight took on 3 Samus. And,
just pumping his tires. Look at you.
Yeah.
I'll furrow my brow at that a little bit, but I won't correct him.
I'm just like winking at Jad as I'm telling this story.
Gotcha. And as you're doing that, you guys have your back to the door, and Derek is looking kind of toward the door, and all of a sudden he kind of fumbles his pencil as he's writing things down, and then kind of grips it tight and stands to his feet, charged by kind of like almost an electric current. It seems like he's just like rigid and standing there, and he kind of looks at you and looks past you, and then sits back down again, and you can see sweat kind of dripping from his brow, and behind you, you hear a voice that just says, "Whiskey."
We'll slide over to make room, I guess.
I'll slide him a glass.
Yeah, you turn behind you, and you see a guy that you saw riding into town before, tall and slim, wearing a cowboy hat, riding apparel, and he just kind of stands there leaning on the bar, looking straight at Nate Nolan. Nolan nods nervously. Of course, whiskey, and pours without even looking, and he kind of spills a little over onto his hand and stuff, and slides the shot toward him and says, "I'm respecting your privacy by not saying your name, but I certainly recognize you, and I'd like to buy this round." "Thanks," says the guy.
It's Madcap.
Yeah. And looks over at you, raises the glass of whiskey. "Gentlemen," and he shoots it back, sets it down. "I'll have another." Oh, sure. He pours another. Nate Nolan's the name. "Thanks, Nate."
I raise my glass, but I don't shoot it.
Yeah. And he slams another one back. Well,
out of character, I wish I knew what questions to ask this guy, because I bet you he knows a bunch of cool answers.
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. He's just some dude that seems to be very, I don't know, intimidating to these other folk here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A few public excruciations, and then everyone gets all worked up. Yeah. If it's not too forward, how about this next round is on us?
All right. If you're
we're
buying,
new in town, and we're just wondering if you knew anything interesting in the ruins that we should know about. Let's drink first, though.
All right. Like I said, if you're buying, I'm drinking.
All right.
Dietrich
that's how it
is not continuing to drink, but he will pour out of his bottle for
sure.
Madcap and Jad.
Yeah. And Derek's like, Mr. Legault, a word for public interest, and he kind of holds up his pencil and paper. Madcap looks over at him, like drinking whiskey, and he empties the glass. Looks over at Nolan and says, if you run a game, can I buy 2,500 in chips? Then he says, oh, certainly, I do, and you can. And starts pulling up the chips and the like. And Madcap pulls out, a rather impressive hunk of gold and just sets it on the bar.
Nice. That's the way to roll.
Yeah. Gentlemen, he says, takes the chips. And you play?
Nope.
It sounds like fun, though.
Well, it is. He says, see you boys later then. Grabs the chips and just kind of walks over to one of the tables.
Yeah, I'll get up and take Jad and walk out the door.
Okay. Yeah, and you can see you are not the only ones leaving the establishment. All right. You overhear people, man, Madcap Mike Legault came to town, right? Like, oh, somebody's gonna die. It's what somebody says.
Oh man, I'm all in on the poker game, but like I played a really extended one in a different game that I feel like really took up time other people should have had playing things that weren't me playing poker. So
no. Believe me, I would not draw out an extended poker game.
I think it could be great, but I don't think we're in the right place.
You guys just got to do what you got to do. These are just things that get dropped into the game. That's cool.
I think
I had to play out the actual full poker game with the general in charge of an army. It was awesome.
Really?
Yeah. Also brutal.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're just looking for information. So I think Dietrich's ready to go to bed.
All right.
And recharge a bit.
Cool. We'll jump back to Adine. You are poking your head and snaking in as far as you can into the mine. And I guess give me a D20 roll again.
All right.
Yeah. There you go. You do hear muffled because your head's stuck in a hole, but you do hear a muffled kind of, hey now, how can I help you boys? You walking around earlier like that? Making that, making all that noise before? This is kind of what you hear behind you. It's all muffled because your head's stuck in a hole, but...
So, I'm going to pull my head out of the hole and see if it's the cyborg guy talking to me.
Okay, and what you see are two guys that are just kind of... They're dressed in riding gear. They're just kind of standing at the cyborg's tent there, and he's standing at the entrance of the tent, and he's kind of looking like quizzically, like, "Who are you guys?" And one of them pulls a gun, and I suppose that means we need to roll for initiative.
Real quick, these guys just showed up out of nowhere. She doesn't know who they are. She's not seen them before. You've
never seen these guys before. While you had your head stuck in the hole, these guys kind of walked up to the claim here.
How did I not know about them before? Is the cyborg guy still around?
Yeah, he's still around as well. Yeah, he's the one talking to them. So these two guys walked up. He was at the tent. You put your head in the hole looking inside his mine. While you were looking around in there, you heard him say that. They walked up, right? They didn't see you. You're an invisible dragon sticking your head in a mine shaft. You did hear the interactions as they walked up. What you heard basically was the louder part, which was Ethier addressing them, saying, "Hey, now, what are you guys doing here? Was that you before making all that noise?" Right?
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was confused about who's talking to who.
That's okay.
Okay, but I've never seen the guys that
you don't recognize them, no?
Okay. Then remains quiet, staring and listening intently at all of them.
Yeah. All right. Then give me a D20 roll. I'm just gonna roll some initiative here. So you got a 6. And oh yeah, so they go first. They got the 14, and I'm not going to roll through for PC or NPC on NPC stuff, but yeah, the guy pulls a gun. He surprised him, just like quick drawing the gun, and blam, he shoots him right in the chest, and point blank. It's he doesn't have MDC coverage on his chest, right? His arms are robotic, and you see Ethier stagger back into the tent. There's even like, you know, a splatter of blood against the canvas of the tent. Right, you can see a dark splotch as Ethier staggers back and drops. And it's on you.
Shit.
Yeah.
And it's just like a regular gun, not like a mega damage gun. It's just regular.
As far as you can tell, it is just a, well, it looks probably more like a yeah, probably more like an automatic pistol, really. As much as or no, these guys have revolvers. Sorry. It's like a Dirty Harry, you know, 44 Magnum revolver sort of thing.
Okay. And as far as Adine can tell, it shot a regular normal bullet.
As far as you can tell, you heard bang, and somebody started, and blood, and somebody grabbed their chest and fell to the ground. So, yeah, like it made a gunshot sound. Yeah.
She's gonna give it 2 seconds. Like she'll do something if it looks like they're gonna shoot him again, but she's gonna give it 2 seconds and see what they say or do. These two people.
Okay. Cool. And they kind of step. Well, one of them steps into the tent. The guy with the gun stands outside the tent, kind of looking around. The other one steps into the tent, and you can see you hear kind of ruffling sounds as he's rifling through stuff in the tent.
Okay, and bro is just bleeding to death, right?
He fell into the tent, so as far as you're concerned, he's probably bleeding out.
Okay. Now, would it be possible for Adine to silently grab the guy who shot the cyborg in her mouth by his head and torso, and just like fling him like way far away, or fly him way far away? Like he dies. That doesn't matter to her. Like she just wants him gone quietly.
Yeah, like you could probably bite him in half if he's not wearing any armor under that coat of his. But yeah, you can totally do things like that if you want, for sure.
I want to do that, please.
Yeah, you're invisible.
Are you trying to bite it in half?
Yeah.
I don't want to bite him in half. I don't want there to be any evidence of what happened to him. He's just gone. That's what Adine wants. So
okay, so it's essentially a grapple check. You are invisible, so you can make that. Yeah. So it's a 20-sided die. You're going to roll to strike, essentially. You would only add your bonus to entangle, or which is, you don't have a bonus to entangle, I don't think. You just get to roll a straight d20.
Okay. D20 coming.
Okay. Yeah, you grab him, and you hear, what the hell? Guy's struggling in your mouth, right, as you grab him, and he starts kicking and stuff like that. He pulls the trigger a couple times, right, which causes the other guy to come running out of the tent, and
Oh, no.
yeah, and there's his buddy like that. Yeah. What do you want to do?
Well, since the other guy has seen me now, too late to throw the other guy, so she's just going to hold that guy in her mouth, and she's going to step on the other guy and pin him to the ground.
Okay. Now, you should have something there called pull punch on your sheet.
Do.
And you have a 0. Yeah, okay. So usually what you have to do is you have to make a roll to pull punch, is what it is. And that's that restrained pulled punch. So give me a moment here, and I will find it. There we go. All right. right. So you need to declare that it's a pulled punch, which is essentially what you're doing, saying you want to pin him to the ground. And you need to roll an 11 or better on a 20-sided die to successfully pull your punch. A failed roll to pull your punch means full damage is accidentally inflicted.
And I'll just crush him. Okay.
Well, you'll do mega damage as opposed to the restrained stuff, right? Which is basically you'll pin him a little too hard, right? That would be the problem. But
okay. All right. So 11 or better. Here we go. Oh,
nope.
Well, that sucks.
All right. So you can now roll to strike, which is give me a strike roll, which is just a standard. You get a +5, I think. So you're going to hit him. So, but you might roll a 1. So, but
is it a
D20?
A 20 again?
Yeah.
Okay. So 1d20 plus what? Sorry.
I think you have a +5 to strike. If I look at your character sheet there, so. Yeah, you hit him, and you just like you kind of go to step on him, poof, you knock him to the ground and put your weight on him, and you just hear, the other guy is like struggling in your mouth.
Yeah, whoops-a-daisy. So she'll get off the guy, and I'm sure she sees he's crushed.
Oh yeah, he's crushed.
Is he dead or is he alive?
Crushed? Oh no, that's pretty dead, crushed. Yeah, well done.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And our cyborg guy is still bleeding out. Okay, I'm gonna drop the guy that's in my mouth.
Okay. He lands on the ground covered in dragon saliva and fear because he's terrified. And he's like, he's kind of pointing the gun around, right? He has no idea what's where. Pulls the trigger, a bullet bounces off of you. Not that he can see you, but...
All right. She's going to become visible and going to turn her flames on when she becomes visible.
Okay,
the goal is to strike fear into this guy's heart and hope he doesn't move. Okay.
So you are aware there are things around you that are flammable. Okay, there's some wooden crates. There's possibly dry grass. There's the tent is made of canvas, so these things are flammable, and you create very hot fire. But you can certainly do it. But you would be aware of the fact that things are rather flammable around you.
All right, let's not turn the fire on yet. We'll do that if it's necessary. But
all right, what's your horror factor?
Just a drug, so. Horror factor. Do we put it on here?
I don't know. I'm trying to remember. It's been so long since we've played that there's so many things. I will just have to look it up and tell you. One sec.
Okay.
You have... There we go. Horror factor of 12 or 14 when you burst into flame. So
12 regularly, 14 if I burst into flame?
That is correct. Yeah.
Okay.
And
so I'll just go with the regular for now.
He rolled a 17. So you appear, he's scared, but he's not mechanically affected by the fear. So he's like, whoa. He's like, whoa. Right? He's kind of scrambling to get to his feet.
Okay. Cool. And she's going to put her nose right up against his chest then and lightly pin him that way.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, you bump right up against him, and he's kind of scrambling to get out from underneath. Right, you're trying to be as gentle as you can so you don't crush him. But okay, he's like, is that your cave?
She's not going to answer. She's going to say, "Why are you here? And why did you shoot the cyborg?"
We wanted his claim. We just wanted his claim.
Why?
Because it's worth something.
How do you know?
We overheard him
Where?
back in town.
Where back in town?
In the streets. He was talking about it, bragging about it.
Mm. And so you came out here and you shot him just to take his stuff.
That's right. Yeah, we did.
You know,
we totally did.
That's not very nice of you. Your friend died for that.
Oh, please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. He just starts.
What?
He starts begging. He's like, oh no, don't kill me. Right?
What's your name?
Jonah. My name is Jonah.
Jonah, I'm gonna let you up, and if you run away, I will engulf you in fire.
And you notice a dark spot start to form on his pants. He's like, okay.
Okay. So I let Jonah up. I'll give him like a second to see if he can figure out how to compose himself and if he decides to run or not.
Okay.
And I'm just going to sit there and wait for him to get his life together real quick.
Okay. And he kind of takes his arm and wipes it across his brow to get the sweat off, and says, "What are you gonna do with me?"
First, I'm gonna have you go check the cyborg and see if he is still alive.
Well, I don't think so. Can
you go check?
Okay, and he goes into the tent. And he comes out, and he looks down at his buddy that's basically squished in front of the tent and steps over the bloody remains and looks up at you. They're both dead.
Oh, Jonah. She just shakes her head. Jonah, where do you live?
Just in hotels, and I roam around.
Do you have any friends, Jonah, besides the one that's squished over here?
I like to think so, sir, ma'am, sir,
Ma'am.
ma'am, of course, ma'am.
Where are you staying today?
Not here.
That's silly. Tell me where you were staying, where you were planning on staying tonight.
I was planning on going back into town and renting a room and getting shit-faced, sir, ma'am, miss, dragon. Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
How come you can talk American?
Well, I learned the language, obviously.
I watched the TV.
Question as Ashley.
Yeah.
When she was born, did she already speak the language?
You guys,
okay.
yeah, dragons have an innate knowledge of things. They're mystical, magical, cool. That's all. So
They totally watch TV.
that's right.
In the egg.
All right. Sorry.
No, it's all good.
Yeah. Back to Adine. So, yeah, I learned it in the shell. Kind of a weird question.
Right.
Why'd you ask?
Because you talking to me, and you're a dragon. I ain't never seen a dragon before.
Oh. Well,
And you crushed Billy.
I did crush Billy.
Uh-huh.
Sorry about that, but he also... No, you were the one who killed the cyborg, not him.
Yeah. Can we call that call that even?
Well,
Maybe, Jonah. Jonah, I want you to stay here tonight. I want you to sleep here.
Oh, okay. Okay. In the tent?
Yeah, you can stay in the tent. Yeah, you can take the bodies out. You can stay in the tent.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
I'm gonna sleep out here with you.
Oh, good.
Right around your tent. If you need anything, Jonah, you just let me know.
Oh, great. That's great. Dragons sleep?
When we want to. When there's not
Oh.
drills keeping us awake.
I don't have any drills.
Good.
Yeah.
Our cyborg friend did.
That is correct. He did. Yeah.
But before we go to sleep, though, why don't you go inside that cave that you were interested in stealing for yourself and tell me what's inside?
Oh, okay. Okay. I'll do that. And he kind of puts his hands up and he kind of tiptoes around the body again, kind of backing away real slow and kind of heads into the cave. Yeah, that would be great, I think. Cool. And he kind of gets into the cave a bit, and then just as like you can, obviously you have dark vision, he doesn't know what you can see, but when it's dark enough for him to think that you can't see him anymore, he turns and like runs deeper into the cave. You just hear like right as he runs way deeper, he's like, oh god, right, and he runs into the cave.
The cave doesn't have like, it only has the one entrance, right?
Yeah, as far as you know, yeah, and as far as he knows, yeah, but deeper into the cave is probably further from you as far as he's concerned, so he just takes right off deeper into that cave.
So she's watching him run. She's gonna yell out to him, Jonah, I can see you're running. Do you remember what I said about engulfing you in fire?
Yes, I do, miss, ma'am.
Yeah, I hope you know there's only one entrance to this cave.
I'm gonna just look around then in here. And you can see that he turns on a light. He's got a flashlight with him. And yeah, he's just shining it around looking at things.
Okay. Go ahead and tell me what you see, Jonah, whether it's exciting or not.
Oh, I think there's something rather exciting in here.
What is it?
Rather exciting indeed.
What is it?
And you see the light turn off. And then you don't see him anymore.
Like...
You can give me a perception check, which is again a d20. Just to see if you can make out what happened to him in there. Again, it's not a linear sort of cave, right? There's a turn or so. Yeah, it looks like he stepped behind something.
Yep. I have a distressing guess.
He stepped behind something.
Yeah.
Can I send like a little puff of flame in there to light it up so I can see it a little better?
Yeah. You just...
I want to do this without killing him if he is still in there.
Yeah, well, you send a bit of a burst of flame to the ceiling, and it lights things up a bit. And yeah, there's an irregular piece of rock in there that he seems to have stepped behind.
No. Okay. Well, is he still there?
But you hear no reaction from the fire or the flame or anything like that.
So like he's gone.
Yeah, it seems.
Well, that sucks. She can't metamorphosize anymore today. She can't get smaller to go in there herself. She has thermal vision. Can she see his heat?
No, actually.
God.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you do have a couple of friends that happen to be the right size to fit into this hole in the wall.
Yeah, but they're not here, and I don't know where they are.
Well, you left them in the town.
Yeah, but then... Darn it.
Well, I'll let you think.
The town's gonna know that I'm there, yeah? Give her some time to think.
Yeah, and I'll jump back to those two that are roaming around the town. You've just left the Nolan's Nook, and it's getting a little dark.
Yeah, so I think we want to try to... We're basically ready to go to sleep, and I'm going to meditate, and we want to get up like before dawn and get out as early as possible to try to find Ethier. And depending on... We might try to get if the Psy Stalkers are around, we might try to get their help. But
okay, that's good.
Otherwise, we're just going to go.
Nope, that's cool. Then we'll jump back to Adine for the moment.
Jad will do some of his pistol squats and knuckle push-ups, just to keep in practice.
Oh, good.
Just being a beautiful Adonis that he is.
Out on the balcony of the hotel, just so where everybody can see. Yeah,
with like streaming locks.
All right. Back to Adine. What's she doing?
Can she? So she has manipulate objects, and I'm not quite sure how that works. But would she be able to pull that thing towards her?
All right, that's on page 201. So let me just check and see what that is there. I believe that's a spell. And hello, magic. Where are you? There's magic. 201. Cool. So manipulate object basically allows you, it's got a range right now for you of 60 feet. Line of sight, which means you have to see the object that you want to manipulate. It gives you 2 rounds. And it's 2 PPE per 5 pounds of what you want to manipulate. And essentially, it's like you have an extra pair of hands, so that it's almost like telekinesis. You summon forth blue strands of magical energy that wrap around an item and bring it to you, hold it in place, or do whatever, right? And that's pretty well what it does. So it's essentially telekinesis. You pay 2 PPE per 5 pounds.
Does the thing weigh more than 20 pounds?
What are you trying to do? Sorry.
I wanted to see if I could bring that thing towards me.
Okay. Well, it's a chunk of rock that kind of is in the like kind of attached to the wall. I mean, you could probably break a piece off.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like it probably weighs more than 20 pounds then.
Well, you'd break off a 20-pound piece, basically, is what it would do.
I don't think I want to break it, though.
That's fair. Yeah.
I suppose Fingers of the Wind is something similar.
You would use to be able to like extinguish things and stuff like that. So.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Dang. All right. Well, have I got any daylight left?
A little bit. There's the sun. You're in a valley, so it's the sun's gonna dip behind the horizon sooner than later. But yeah, there's a little bit of daylight left.
Do dragons have a good sense of smell?
Yeah, decent. It's based on your perception rolls, basically. So.
Okay. So she's gonna go ahead and fly back to town. She's gonna be invisible and see if she can sniff out the boys.
Okay. Well, you would start back at the brick, right, which is kind of where they're staying and everything like that, and certainly invisibly there you can kind of peer in the window to the room that they have, and there's Jad flexing. I don't know. He found a mirror or something like that. I don't know.
Okay. And she's going to take one claw and wrap it gently against the window. At least she wants to do it gently so it doesn't break.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to make you pull punch tapping on a window. It's okay. Just flicking everything. Just smash, bang. Pulling a china shop. No. Yeah, you tap on the window. It's good. Jad, you hear tink, tink, tink on the window.
Ooh, hey.
She's invisible, though.
Oh. She's invisible. I see. Hello? I don't see. Yeah.
I found you. So,
oh, hey there.
Hey, I had an event happen.
And Adine, as you talk to the window, you're loud enough that he can hear you through the glass. That's okay. The bum that was roaming around before threatening Jad happens to stagger out of the alley beside and start looking around as he hears this voice, and he's just kind of looking around. He looks at his bottle, takes another swig, and walks back down the road. Right? He's just, what is that? Yeah. Okay, but anyway, go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
So, as she notices that, like, she was looking at the guy. Now she looks back at Jad, and of course he probably has no idea because she's invisible. But anyway, she's going to ask,
should I open the window?
Can I talk to you outside of town, both of you, real quick? It's important.
Okay, sure. I'll open the window.
Can you fit through the window?
He could climb out the window if he wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, is there anybody else around who would see me if I became visible real quick?
Oh, probably. Yeah.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Darn it. Because I was just going to have him climb on my back and fly out to the outside of the town real quick.
Here we go. It's like horsemanship.
You don't need to be visible.
Yeah.
For that.
He can try to climb on your back.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want them to, like, sit on a spike or anything.
We can feel our way around.
Okay. All right. So I assume you're both
especially if you,
like,
now? Stick your head in through the window or something. I'm not sure if that would fit, but...
I don't think so.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's a really weird experience climbing onto something that doesn't look like it's there.
So, this is the kind of thing that Jad is probably very good at, and Dietrich is very not good at. So, Dietrich is going to stop wherever he was in his meditation and walk outside and walk to the edge of town and hope to get picked up. I'm not climbing out the window.
Okay. Jad will try the creep of faith.
Yeah, Jad can handle this.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. And we'll say, for the sake of argument, that you are able to get aboard the dragon. I just want to see what kind of. Yeah, you've got decent amounts of horsemanship, so we'll say you just got the right skill to mount something even with your eyes closed. So there you go. That is
exotic.
I've got gymnastics and prowl and exotic horsemanship. I mean, I was born for this day.
All right, and there's some people that kind of step out and look up and see the Cybernite just sitting up there on the air, and but there's a big poof of air as Adine takes off, and
locks streaming in the breeze.
That's right.
The legend grows.
All right. So
the talk tomorrow. Okay, so are we at the edge of town now?
Sure, you can see Dietrich kind of looking around, waiting around.
How many hours did I get of meditation?
I'd say probably an hour.
Okay, I have 10 pp.
There you go.
Or maybe I got 5 from walking around and then 10 from, so maybe I have 15.
All right.
So we're outside of town. Nobody's around. Can I see anybody?
Yeah, you're in you've basically left the radius of the light, right, coming from town. Any of the torches or anything like that, right? There's no electric light or anything, so not a lot of light pollution. Yep.
Y'all picked me up?
Well, she said she landed up at the edge of town.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
All right. I can hang on for dear life. I do know how to ride a horse, not a dragon, but I can hold on to Jad.
Yeah, I can princess carry you.
Okay, well, yeah, I if you want to hop on, I'll just bring you to what happened and explain on the way.
We were looking for Ethier, couldn't find him.
I found him.
Oh, that's good. We're glad you found him.
I mean, yeah, I guess. Anyway,
we were hoping to work for him.
Okay. This might work out. So is everybody on board now?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Hanging on for dear life.
Yes, but I'm visible for you since no one else can see me, so you at least can see what you can see. Anyway.
I don't know if that's better, but yeah, I mean, I like looking at you.
Thanks. Well,
you are very majestic.
Thanks. So, fly back to the cave. And on the way there, I'm going to explain that I found the cyborg because he woke me up. And I was curious about the sound that woke me up, and so I found him. And he's digging in a cave, and he got really excited, and he ran out, went back to his tent. And then as I was trying to see what was in the cave, two guys came up and shot him and killed him.
Oh,
and
God.
I accidentally killed one of them. I stepped on him and crushed him.
Oh.
The other one was still alive, though. His name is Jonah. And he's the one who shot the cyborg. But anyway, I told Jonah to go into the cave and tell me what the cyborg had found. And then Jonah disappeared. I couldn't see him. He didn't respond to my flames. I couldn't even sense his heat. He's just gone. So, I'm taking you to the cave. And I want to know what's in there.
Yeah, there's probably something in there. Some kind of elevator or shaft or tunnel.
Something.
If we're lucky.
And you land at the claim, and there's still the gore of the man that you stepped on, and the less gore of the man that was shot.
Oh, that's a shame. Adine, I'm still pretty weak from our day getting into town. So I don't have very much magic right now. Do you think we need to rush in there, or can we just rest and rest here and go in there in the morning?
I mean, we could probably do that. It's just that if somebody disappeared back there, I wonder if anybody could reappear in there while we were sleeping.
Yeah, what if they fell into a hole? I should go in there and look.
I think we could take watches. I don't think we necessarily need to run in there right now.
Okay.
All right.
All right, well, if that's what you want to do.
How sure are we that this is the only entrance?
Not sure. I only just said that to Jonah.
Yeah, maybe we should wander around the perimeter a little and see if there's another visible air vents or something big enough for a human.
Sounds like a good idea on your watch.
as he really stresses on your watch.
Dietrich is just basically about to about to collapse.
Yeah, like just so out of character, just so you guys all know, like Dietrich has pretty well expended all of his magical energy, which means he's just a dude now, right? He's got no.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Right, like if the fit hits the shan, then he's basically he's got a very strong, possibility of really being seriously injured. So
I don't even have my armor.
Yeah, exactly. So you guys don't have, like, I'm pretty sure Jad was in the gitch, doing his exercises. Like, it wasn't like there was a, time to suit up or anything like that. So
yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah. If he wants to wait, that's fine.
Yeah, like a good night's rest will charge everybody up, right? For sure, and you can prep. But
I'm gonna. Yeah, there's no bodies in the tent, right?
Well, there are. Yeah, there's. Yeah, she let the guy go into the cave first before he would come out and clear up the bodies. So there's a crushed man in front of the tent, and then there's inside the tent is where Ethier staggered back and fell after being shot. There is an increasingly sticky amount of blood on the ground in there. Okay,
I think we're gonna need to clean that up and make them.
And it's dark too, right? Like you're in a coulee just after sunset, so it's the sky might still be a little bit dusky, but there's not a light source here, right? So
okay, fuck it. I'm not going to bother with the tent. I'm just going to make myself a place to sleep.
Well, I can do globe of daylight.
Oh, well, that will fix it. Sure, take off the PPE and poof, now it's daylight. Well done. You did it. You got all the light you need. Ooh. You're good.
Ow.
Yeah, everybody's pupils just contract.
Not fun to look at.
I could haul the cyborg away, but I'm not sure how crushed the guy is. Be able to get him in one piece or not.
Yeah, a few large pieces, yeah.
Maybe we can just roll them up like a carpet.
Oh, there you go. There's a carpet in every adventure.
Yeah.
You mean in the tent?
I mean the crushed guy.
Oh. All right. Well, we should probably get them a proper burial, but not right now.
We can do that in the morning.
Okay. Is it easier to just clear a place to sleep on the ground than to try to clean up the tent? And,
the tent is, there's blood like all over the, like you could roll up the mat that he put, or sorry, the tarp that he put on the floor. That would be having most of the blood on it, and go get rid of it. Don't forget, blood and dead meat and stuff like that is going to attract animals, right? So
yeah, it sounds like moving the tent would be an easier way to clean up than to clean it up in situ.
You guys could reposition the tent away from all the blood and dead bodies. You could do that.
Yeah,
you'd want to be a decent distance away, and probably make a fire or something to just kind of ward off any animals, because they're bound to be animals come clean up the dead meat pretty well, right? Scavengers and stuff.
Yeah, we'll make a fire in between the tent and the bodies.
Sorry, what did Adine say?
I said I could make a fire.
Oh yeah. There's no doubt. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, we know.
Yeah. Cool. So so you guys busy yourself kind of pulling up the tent and repositioning it. It'll be probably a little bit further away from the entrance to the mine, but at least it will not be where animals will come and start to poke around and like.
Yeah. While we're doing that, I guess we'll look for anything interesting. I don't think that gentleman seemed like much of a diary keeper, for example, but if there's anything like that, we're interested, of course.
The crushed dude, he's got some apparel. He's got a set of IR goggles on him, and he's got a Northern gun laser pistol, a knife, a Magnum revolver. So
Gotcha. But in the tent, there's not anything in particular.
There's that crate that and there's a lamp and things like that. Just the general apparel that a person would have in a tent that if they're camping out, that sort of thing. If you go into the crate, you do find that piece of rebarred concrete that has NEMA on the back. Stenciled and painted on, like really old, worn, but it's there.
Adine would like to keep the revolver for when she's a human. She has a human way to defend herself.
I'll carry it for you.
Thanks.
All right. There you go. Cool. So you guys spend the next little while kind of pitching the tent again, and the like. Who's taking the first watch?
I will take the first watch.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. All right.
And I would like to pace the perimeter a little bit, just to make sure there's not an obvious back door that guy scampered out of.
Yeah, for sure. You can go start scouting around as other people sleep and recover. So, do you have, what do you got here? This is Jad.
I have wilderness survival and hunting and identify plants and fruit. Yes.
Fruits.
Yeah, you find something good. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just taking a look at all the possibilities you got here. Yeah, I'd probably say that if you're looking for something like that, it would probably be along the lines of probably a land navigation check, to be quite honest.
Okay.
And do you have a light source at all?
Let's see. I have some relatively fancy goggles that may or may not be IR.
No, they are polarized. They're high impact.
That's right. I got the polarized high impact ones.
Yeah, that said, this guy that got crushed, he has IR goggles. You could take those.
Okay, I guess I'll pop those on.
Okay, good. That will really help with the not having to have a penalty for it being dark sort of roll. So yeah, give me a check on your land navigation there, just as you kind of navigate around this place looking for anything else that might be.
Okay. And this sheet does not have a roll button or anything.
No,
right?
so it's just
roll
/R 1D100. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
32.
Oh, amazingly, that's a success.
Cool.
Because I have a 42.
Cool. Awesome. So you start roaming around. You spend your time doing that. I'm going to also roll some stuff here, just because. Cool. All right. I just have a few things to roll. Yes, you might be able to tell.
Ominous.
Yeah. It's always good when the game master rolls dice just for fun.
Lot.
A lot. Yeah. Good times. All right.
I love it when the GM also makes you decide exactly how the camp is laid out.
Right.
Well, I'm just
Which
saying.
way is your head facing?
That's right. Yeah. How rapidly do you breathe? Yeah. It's, yeah. Cool. So there you are. And I'm going to ask those of you that are asleep to roll a d20 for me.
I think I'm meditating.
Yeah. 6 of 1.
Same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
She's the most oblivious dragon.
Yeah. You guys are not
super deep.
awesome. So Jad, you kind of roam around. You roam around this coulee and this hill, and you start checking things, and it dawns on you that you might want to actually go to the top. And the top of this, but most of these hills are rather rounded, but the top of this hill is rather flat. And you note that difference just based on kind of what you had seen kind of looking out when you were entering the town earlier and stuff like that. And what you find is that there's an outcropping of rock that kind of sticks up. But there is, it's kind of on a bit of an angle. It's a little flat piece of rock that's sticking up. And it is just under it. There's a space under it. And if it's big enough that if you were to lay flat, you could probably slowly inch your way under it. But there is a hole under that space. But it would not be an easy fit.
I see. Trying to see if I have anything with me that would assist in one of a couple ideas that come to mind. And the answer is, unfortunately, not really.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had a smoke grenade.
Oh, doesn't everybody?
Because doesn't everybody, right? But it'd be fun to throw it through the front and make sure.
And just to test it
out here.
Well, I mean,
make sure it comes out here.
It's possible you could go back into the cave and build a fire, but you're not necessarily going to be able to direct the smoke. But
the rest of the crew kind of suggested that I shouldn't do that on my own, so I guess I won't. Are there any other loose stones I could use to like block this exit?
Yeah, you could start like piling other stuff up in front of that little spot. Yeah. I'd say it's probably about, I don't know, it's probably about 15 feet long is the length of this sort of crevice, and the piece of stone that's kind of angled up.
Yeah. I'd like to pile up enough stuff that if it's not impossible to get out, at least it's noisy.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to like make it airtight, but you would certainly be able to. People would have to clear away the rubble. Yeah, you could do that for sure.
Okay, I will do so.
All right. Cool.
And then I guess I'll circle back to the camp and make sure everything's still there.
Yeah. You kind of follow the other side, like come down the hill, follow the other side around, and you head back to your camp. There's Dietrich, and he's busy meditating, and Adine is curled up in dragon pose, sawing logs.
All is as it should be.
Yeah.
Excellent. I'm sure nothing bad is happening anywhere nearby in the darkness.
No, why would it? No, you can. Yeah. All right.
Pastoral scene.
Yeah, exactly. There you are. Who's next on watch?
Question.
I hope it's Adine.
Yeah, sorry, I'm having a problem unmuting myself. Yeah, it would be me next.
All right. So at some point, Jad boots Adine.
Oh yeah, and I'll explain that I blocked what seemed like an exit on the top of the rocks there, but something might still be able to get out. We're in.
All right.
I suggest to him that if he wants to stand up by the rocks, I could fill the cave with fire and see if it comes out the top.
Let's wait for Dietrich.
Okay. That's
good idea, though. I mean, I like fire. Fire's good.
Me too. Anyway, I'm going to go see what's up at the top because I want to see what it looks like. If I can see anything or sense anything.
All right. That's pretty. Right. It's a lot faster for you to get to the top than it was for Jad. And yeah, you fly up there and you see that there's a bunch of rocks piled up against what seems to be a bit of an outcropping of rock that's on an angle. And yeah.
And night vision and thermal vision don't pick up anything else, really?
No, just you can see clearly that it's there. I mean, I guess Jad was relying on sort of infrared vision, so it was just reflecting infrared light for him. Yeah, you can roll a d20 for me. I'm in the mood for d20 rolls apparently. Yeah, no, just all looks rather copacetic. Yeah.
All right. See what else I have here.
I wonder if you can smell anything.
Yeah, can I smell anything?
Well, that d20 roll will kind of, as you smell around there, you smell it's almost it kind of is almost even like it puts a bad taste in your mouth, kind of a metallic taste.
Was it how Jonah smelled?
No, he smelled like urine. So.
And I can't smell that anywhere else, really, right?
Not currently, no. You might be able to scare some other people, and it's like a new spell you discovered. Create urine, like it's good.
Well, just in the spirit of being stealthy at night, she's gonna go ahead and become invisible and just kind of sit at the highest perch and oversee everything. And if she sees anything suspicious or anything that moves, she'll investigate it.
All right, taking your best Batman pose, you look out over the city that's under your watch. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Next watch round, then, eh? Cool. So you'll nudge Dietrich, and
yep.
All right. So I'd imagine everybody's taken probably like a 3-hour watch, so that's 6 hours of meditation for you there, Dietrich.
Okay, thank you. That is better than nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'll get up and start looking around.
All right. Yeah, no, but you can give me a d20 check just to see what you know.
Okay.
Just perception stuff. I'm assuming, was there a handoff of goggles there, Jad?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you wake up and you find, wow, there's goggles here. Cool. Yeah, some infrared
stuff. A little bit of blood on them, but
yeah, well, hey, beggars can't be choosers. All right. And you don't notice a whole lot. You do hear a sound coming from the mine shaft. It sounds almost like a clicking sound.
Not like water.
No.
Or a drill.
More like
but like a
click, 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 click. That sort of thing.
It's stochastic. It's not periodic.
It's not regular. Yeah. Like it has a few like bursts of all right, click, 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 right, and then click, 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 yeah, and then it stops.
Yeah, I'll listen.
Yeah, you don't hear any more after that. All you hear is the wilds of the night. That's all.
This has been a continual sequence of things that do not contradict my terrifying idea. So
that's great.
It's not looking good. It's not looking good.
I'm happy that I haven't contradicted this terrible idea you have. All right, so what's Dietrich doing?
Nothing. I'll just be listening, watching.
All right, you stay near the fire, right? Stalk the fire with okay.
Pretty much exactly like meditating, but with my eyes open.
All right. As you sit there. All right. And as you sit there in the firelight, you see some shadows begin to move out of the cave entrance. They're not well illuminated based on the distance. You pop the IR goggles down, right, and take a look. And you see a number of people stepping out of the cave.
Oh, I'll wake Jad up.
Okay. And they are wearing this stuff.
Oh, they're armored.
Yeah, they're wearing that kind
Environmental
of armor.
Bushmen.
Yep. They do have the helmets on. They're not holding that kind of gun. Yeah, there's about 5 of them that come out of the cave.
That's super bad.
Weapons?
They seem to have a pistol of some sort in their hands.
Oh. And they're coming out of the tunnel?
They're coming out of the cave, and they're kind of scanning around. And what you can see, because you have IR goggles on, is that they have beams of IR light shooting out from where their eyes would be. So they too have IR goggles on, scanning around. And they quickly look in your direction and see you. And
yeah, I stand up and I say, "Oh,
okay." And one of them,
no weapons or anything.
One of them levels his laser pistol at you.
I'll hold up my hands.
All right. And I think that might be where we're going to end it.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, hope I don't get pasted.
That's right. We're at 2 hours in, so yeah, it'll probably be a good spot to end here, because I know everybody's got their schedules. Cool, and it's late for some of you. I think it's like 12:30. So
yeah.
All right, cool. Well, thank you guys. For all of you who have tuned in with us, thank you for joining us. If you like what you hear, hit subscribe. If you want to be notified about when we have another one of these fantastic adventures, make sure you hit the bell and you will get a notification. And yeah, from all of us here, we thank you a lot. And yeah, I am Magnum Pi, and this is Initiative Zero. Good night.